You don't see them unless they want you to see them. They're very elusive. Some people call them tree peekers.
Somewhere between 6 and 8 feet tall and covered in brown or reddish or blackish fur.
It was dark brown to black hair. It had a protruding brow ridge, a pointing cone head.
They're very careful. They know the woods a lot better than we do.
The creature has footprints that look like this. It's usually big and bulky.
They still do not know what the creature was that had the tracks.
Wait. Say that again, Grandma?
They still do not know what the creature was that had the tracks.
Of course they them do know what the creature was, what had them tracks. It's Bigfoot. Let me tell you something. I love Bigfoot. I'm obsessed with Bigfoot. I mean, I got Bigfoot signs in my house. I got multiple Bigfoot t-shirts. I got Bigfoot ice cube trays. I love Bigfoot. But is Bigfoot real? I gotta say, the odds are against it. But let's dig into some lore and see if we can't figure it out.
Mike that monster in the trees. Mike needs shaking at the knees. Bigfoot is real, man. Bigfoot is real. He's 10 feet.
Yeah, all around the world. In fact, reportedly, over 60 countries spanning 6 continents, there is folklore from indigenous people and ancestral tribes describe a large, hairy, primate-like creature living in the wild, elusive and often spiritual. Even crazier than that, over 40 of those countries have recorded eyewitness accounts of a large, hairy man-ape in the last decade. In the Himalayas, Sherpas often describe encounters with the large, hairy, bipedal ape-like creature that they call Yeti.
I'm gonna slither the snake snake.
Also known as the abdominal snowman. Just kidding. The abominable snowman. They claim the Yeti dwells in the deep and forested valleys and snowy peaks of the region. In Australia, the land down under, give me some crocodile meat with extra Vegemite and a Foster's, mate.
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie.
Aboriginal folklore recounts a creature called the Yowie, which is a 9-foot-tall, ape-like creature covered in brownish or reddish fur that dwells deep within the Australian bush. The Australian bush.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no.
I know it's a term for the Australian outback, but it always makes me think there's one single bush in Australia. One very popular bush.
Welcome to Australia. Come see our bush.
In southern China, in the remote, heavily forested area of the Hubei province, dwells a creature called the Yeren. Also, another 9-foot-tall, reddish-brown, fur-covered, ape-like creature. Locals refer to him as the Chinese Wild Man.
张牙舞爪，健身操，祝您健康。
In Russia, he's known as Almasty, a modern-day caveman that roams the Caucasus Mountains from the Black Sea to the Caspian Sea. In Japan, he's the Hibigon.
Ha! Gotcha!
In Brazil, he's the Mapping Quarry.
Ha! Gotcha!
In Sumatra, he's the Orange Pendak.
Ha! Gotcha!
In Chile, he's the Ucumar.
Ha! Gotcha!
But in North America, that's Canada and the United States, you've got 500 indigenous tribes, right? First Nation, that's Canada. Native American, that's America, that describe a large, hairy, whatever, Bigfoot. You've got Yakima, Umatilla, Nez Perce, Hopi, Paiute, Klamath, Umpqua, Yurok, Homo. What the actual? And for those of you in the cheap seats, let's break this down full American style. In Florida, it's known as the skunk ape. In Arizona, he's the Mongolian monster. In Kentucky, he's the hillbilly beast. In Missouri, he's Momo the monster. West Virginia, he's the old man of the mountain. In Virginia, he's the wood booger. And in California and Oregon, he's the Sasquatch, or Bigfoot. The term Sasquatch comes from the First Nation tribe native to British Columbia, the Chehalis, and the word translates into hairy man or wild man. The name Bigfoot was coined by journalists back in 1958 who are covering a story in Northern California about loggers who found footprints of some huge, unknown creature. Indigenous oral traditions on Bigfoot or Bigfoot-like creatures go as far back as 1200 AD around the world. That's a lot of weight on the fact that this creature may or may not exist. But where's the proof? And that's the key, right? Well, let's look at some proof, okay? Bigfoot proof.
He's 10 feet of stinky, scary fur, and I'm just a blur, yeah, I'm just a blur. Bigfoot is real, man. Bigfoot is real.
Disclaimer. We're going to use the word proof kind of loosely here because we really have no absolute proof. But we'll start with the proof that there is, okay? And number one, eyewitness accounts.
I know there's a lot of skeptics out there. I'm just telling you what we saw that day.
It was impossibly large, approximately 8.5 to 9 feet tall, with shoulders spread approximately 4 feet wide.
And this thing was just standing there. But it was huge. First I thought it was a big black man.
Whoa, take it easy, Martha.
What do you think you saw?
Guess I saw Sasquatch. Now, the mind plays tricks on you, especially in a moment of complete fear. But I really believe this kid saw something.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me?
So it kind of goes without saying that eyewitness accounts are, at the bare minimum, sketchy. Bro, Sharon said she saw Bigfoot last week. Dude, Sharon died like 10 years ago. Kind of makes you think, don't it? Do you have a urinary tract infection? All right, Bigfootologists and cryptozoologists, what else do you got?
And sure enough, we went back there and I looked, and there was a footprint about that big and about that wide that I could put my number 12 Red Wing boot down into and not touch the sides, still had water running into it.
God, the plaster cast with the footprints. You know, there are more plaster casts of Bigfoot footprints than there are lesbian vegans at Okay, that went, never mind where I was going with that. Let's just say there's a lot of Bigfoot plaster casts. Now, I'm not trying to be a hater here, but this is such an easy hoax to pull off.
I'm Trish Randall, and this is a fake Bigfoot print. It has never been in the woods.
It doesn't take the genius to figure that out. In fact, that famous discovery in 1958 by Ray Wallace, you know, the one where journalists coined the word Bigfoot, was actually a hoax. He just made some Bigfoot feet out of wood and tried to prank his friends.
November of 2002, when Ray Wallace passed away at the age of 84. It was at this point that Ray's children came forward to say that the entire footprint thing was fake. According to them, Ray Wallace had asked a friend of his to carve some fake wooden feet that he could use to make the footprints to prank one of his coworkers, but the whole thing spiraled into a national story.
And with that revelation, boom! One of the most stalwart pieces of Bigfoot lore takes a torpedo to the side.
Oh shit, not good.
All right, let's stop messing around. Let's talk about the most compelling piece of Bigfoot evidence that exists. And yeah, that's right. It's from 1967, the Patterson-Gimlin film.
Bigfoot is real, man. Bigfoot is real.
Now, if you don't know or don't think you know what the Patterson-Gimlin film is, you probably do, because it's this. This is Patty.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
A supposed female Bigfoot shot by Roger Patterson and Robert Gimlin near the Klamath River back in 1967. And it's one of the most famous films ever shot of Bigfoot. In fact, it's the film shot of Bigfoot. Now, if you ask me, it's a dude in a suit. But the proponents of Bigfoot claim that this is the gold standard of Sasquatch evidence.
There are thousands of alleged Bigfoot videos floating around. Shaky phone clips, dark shapes in tree lines, blurry figures that fall apart the second you look closely. Almost all of them get debunked within days. Obvious costumes, misidentified bears. outright digital fakes. This one footage is different. It is the only piece of cryptid evidence that has stayed under serious scientific consideration for 57 years.
They argue that the creature's biomechanics, such as fluid movement of the muscles under the skin, the rolling gait, and specific weight distribution, would have been impossible for humans to replicate back in the 1960s. Really? I can't. It looks like a guy in a dime store gorilla suit. I'm sorry. On top of that, Patterson and Gimlin weren't just a couple of backpackers who happened on Bigfoot. They were both researchers of Bigfoot. In fact, they were filming a docudrama about two cowboys who were led by an old miner and an Indian guide to Bigfoot. Sounds kind of sketchy to me. I don't know. I'm just saying. In 2023, they ran the film through AI to upscale and sharpen the image.
So researchers fed the algorithm the original 59 seconds, expecting it to light up with costume signatures. It found none of them. The figure's movements showed flesh and muscle shifting under the fur in ways consistent with a living thing. The proportions read as non-human. The arms were longer than a person's. The torso was broader. The legs sat shorter against the trunk than any human frame. The fur did not bunch at the joints the way fabric does. And the walk simply did not match human mechanics.
But, as AI does, it kind of fills in the blanks. So that left more controversy. And they asked AI, was this a human or was this some other creature? And AI said, what the f*** not for me? I'm AI. We don't know. Well, it didn't say that exactly. It actually said, we don't know what it is, but it's definitely not human, we think. And if you buy this evidence, fine. I mean, I'm not even going to hate. I am a believer, but I'm a very skeptical believer. If you're a believer and you buy this evidence, I can see it. I can totally see it. But let me ask you this. If Bigfoot is real, what is he?
Black letter monster in the trees, knock me shaking at the knees. Bigfoot is real, man. Bigfoot is real. He's 10 feet of stink.
Okay, let's start basic with the relic hominid theory, which is that Bigfoot is an undiscovered species of either ape or primitive human that has managed to escape detection for thousands of years.
Me? Is hanging around.
To be fair, paleontologists have discovered at least 21 other species of the human genus. And when Homo sapiens emerged about 300,000 years ago, we shared the Earth with 7 to 9 other human-like creatures. I mean, it sounds kind of possible, right? Yeah, except for a complete lack of physical proof, genetic evidence, or a viable evolutionary pathway for a massive bipedal creature. That's a pretty tough pill to swallow. I'm just saying. Another popular theory is that Bigfoot is a surviving remnant of the largest prehistoric ape to ever exist, Gigantopithecus, who lived 100 to 300,000 years ago, and fossil remains have only been found in Asia. Here's the thing with Gigantopithecus. It's closely related to the orangutan and not in the human genus at all. And Gigantopithecus walked on all fours. It wasn't bipedal. It wasn't bipedal. I always say bipedal. Bipedal. Although Gigantopithecus was at least 10 feet tall and 600 to 700 pounds, it fed itself on a diet of fruits and berries and shit like that. And when the climate changed, it was too dumb to figure out a new food resource, so it went extinct. Okay, let's talk about the third most pervasive Bigfoot theory there is. And honestly, it's the craziest and most viable at the same time. And that's that Bigfoot is an alien.
Bigfoot is an alien, and somehow that would make him hard to catch.
Bigfoot has been seen coming out of some UFO flying saucer craft.
In an independent study of over 130,000 UFO sightings, there was a 944 overlap of Bigfoot sightings. I mean, that might not sound like a lot, but it kind of sounds like a lot.
The speck that had lifted from the ground and into the tube of light was a gigantic, hairy creature. It was not a bear. To everyone present, it looked like a, quote, Bigfoot.
It kind of also answers all those questions like why there are no fossil remains, no dead bodies, no DNA. If Bigfoot is a visitor on this planet, maybe all that stuff isn't there because he just comes and goes.
There's so much commonality between what Bigfoot, people who have encountered Bigfoot, people who have had sightings of Bigfoot, people who have been face-to-face and interacted with them. And there's a lot of psychology and there's a lot of events and things that happen to them that's very similar to what people report when they're contacted by aliens.
It's crazy for me to say, but this is the most plausible excuse for why Bigfoot exists. I have lost my mind, but that's what I think. If you're a Bigfoot believer, this is the only explanation. There you go. Yeah, that's right. There's my conclusion. Bigfoot is an alien. Prove to me that I'm wrong. Okay. I'm done with this one. I'll see you in the next one. Okay? Peace.
Burns were thick and the fall was heavy. I went to grab the cooler from the Chevy. Stepped off the trail to find a quiet spot, but I found a whole lot more than I thought. The master feet like hairy tree trunk, smelling like a skunk. It's have you once. I looked up high, way past my head, and my heart just about turned into lead. Mike met a monster in the trees. Mike needed shaking at the knees. Bigfoot is real, man. Bigfoot is real. He's 10 feet of stinky, scary fur, and I'm just a blur. Yeah, I'm just a blur. Bigfoot is real, man. Bigfoot is real. He didn't roar, he just kind of sighed. His eyeballs was also placed yellow and white. He had a half-eaten pine cone in his hand, the loneliest guy in the whole damn land. I dropped my keys, I dropped my pride. I didn't have a single place to hide. He tilted his head and let out a grunt like I was a very disappointing stunt. Mike let a monster in the trees, knocked me shaking at the knees. Bigfoot